Hi, my name is Allie Nicholas. I live in a historical house on the shoreline of Connecticut. I hired Eric Burke and his crew to come in and do extensive work on our house, interior and exterior. They were unbelievable. Compared to other painters that we've used, they are by far the most professional. Eric comes back and checks on things. I've never met a painter who stands behind his work and is that reliable. My husband didn't want to strip down certain parts of the house. Eric was like, well, listen, my experience is that you're gonna have to take this down. If you don't take it down, it's just gonna peel later. And lo and behold, one of the areas that we chose not to do, of course, it peeled, and everything else that we had stripped, like he said, was fabulous. I feel like we can totally trust him. When he tells us you need to do this, he's not just trying, to make an extra buck. I'm not an easy person to paint for. I think I changed my colors several times. They were patient. I would highly recommend Burke's painting. They're fabulous, they're reliable, and they're the only painting company that we use.
I'm Harry Martin, and we have a 4-bedroom house on the Connecticut shore that was converted from an old 1840 farmhouse. Now, Eric Burke came and did some work for us on the inside of the house first, and then 2 years ago, we had him paint the entire outside and the outbuildings. He has a high work ethic. He cares about what he does. He's passionate about it. He pays attention to everything that's happening himself. If there's any little thing that isn't done right on a big complex project, he's the first one to be willing to come back and make it better. Eric has a terrific crew of people, and he takes care of them. He watches over them, he trains them. These guys bonded to us. They not only did good work, they cleaned up every day, they were attentive to what the lady wants, and we all know that when anything to do with a house, what the lady wants rules. She loves these guys. She was sorry that the job was over because they had to leave. And they are very respectful people. They're respectful of the work they do, they're respectful of the owners of the house, and they care about the house. I would hire him again in a minute, and we will when we need more work to be done.
Hi, I'm Al Sula.
And I'm Patty Wimpheimer.
We own a home in southeastern Connecticut on the shore, and we had Eric paint our barn and pool house, outbuildings, and our home. And he did a marvelous job. The reason I noticed Eric's work is because he did the house next door to us, and as I would go by the house every day, I would notice the crew of guys that he had working, and I could tell that they were professional.
Being here while they were painting the house most of the time and dealing with the crew on an everyday basis, the guys were absolutely lovely. I always felt comfortable with them around the home, around my house, and once again, we loved the job. The job came out perfect. We are going to paint the interior of the house. We're using them, and we couldn't recommend them more highly.
Hi, my name is Karen Rapetti, and we purchased a home, an historic home on the Connecticut shoreline, and it was a beautiful home, but it hadn't been worked on in the interior since the 40s, so there were layers and layers of wallpaper, even in the closets. The exterior, again, was just layer on top of layer on top of layer of paint. It was all bumpy and just unattractive. So we called in several other contractors, and their opinion was to just re-side the whole thing, which was going to cost like well over $100,000. And Eric's opinion was, no, we can save this, we'll restore it. Gave us a great price and did everything he promised and more. Took down all the wallpaper. The woodwork was phenomenal. He took it all down to the shingle and repainted it, and it's like brand new, and we just love it. It couldn't have been a better decision. And the neighbors love it. Everybody compliments us. His crew is great. They're friendly but super professional. By the end of the job, but when they were all done, it was like they were never here. I mean, everything was perfect. And I would use him again and again, and I would recommend him to anybody.